In this video, let's talk about how you can escape the rat race. I will talk about some lessons from my own experience and how I was able to escape the rat race. You know that I started my career with a motorcycle blog. But from 2008 to 2012, after my college, I was living with my parents. I did not have any pressure for paying any bills, even including the internet connection bill. My dad was taking care of it. And at that time, I was able to grow a motorcycle blog because I did not have that financial pressure. However, after I got married in 2012, I came to Bangalore. I had to pay the bills. I had to pay rent. I had to pay for the groceries. And life started becoming a little bit more challenging. And I realized that the bike advice motorcycle blog that I had was not enough to generate enough income to pay my bills. And it was also inconsistent. And that's when I started getting into corporate jobs. I worked in 5 different corporate jobs over a period of 5 years, and each and every company that I worked for lasted little bit less than a year. It was very difficult to get back to work after being an entrepreneur and seeing that freedom. And whether you were an entrepreneur before or not, if you are in a job right now, you know that corporate politics, the commute, and the structure of 9 to 5 is pretty difficult to work with. So by 2016, I really started getting impatient and I wanted to start something of my own. But I did not have the courage to quit my job and start something from scratch because the bills are showing up every month. I started thinking about how I can launch a new category and start making revenue while I was in the job. So in 2016, I decided that I will start teaching people digital marketing because I was working as a digital marketing manager in almost all the companies that I was working for the 5 years. I worked at Practo, InstaMojo, Razorpay, and all these companies I was running Google ads, running Facebook ads, doing SEO and all that. And there was a demand for digital marketing courses. And it's not just about hard work, right? So you might think that I worked really hard, I did a side hustle and made money. But you wouldn't believe, for almost an entire year, I was thinking of launching a course for digital marketing, but it kept on postponing, and it did not really happen. I had a little bit of asset on my hand, which was a Digital Deepak blog, which I started back in 2013 itself after selling my motorcycle blog. But when I started the Digital Deepak blog in 2013, the intention was not to build Digital Deepak into a big brand and use it as a platform to sell digital marketing courses. The intention was just to have a profile so that if I am applying for jobs, then I have something to highlight my profile. If 5 people apply for the same digital marketing job, my profile would stand out because I have a blog with digital marketing content. At that time, people like Neil Patel were getting more than 10,000 views a day to their blog. I never thought that I could compete with them. So I just started the blog for making my job application better. But slowly, in that blog, I started building an email list. People would visit the blog and I would give a free digital marketing course for people who entered their name and email ID. And by 2016, I had 10,000 subscribers. For an entire year of 2016, I was thinking that I should launch a course to this audience, but as we all know, it's very difficult to get something done, especially something new. And we all keep procrastinating. So I figured out that I need to force myself to get work done. And what is the way to force myself to get to it? Is to commit to something. So what I did is that one fine late night at 11 p.m., I just decided that I've been thinking of launching this course for a long time, but I have not been working on it. Let's just create an outline. Let's just take a small baby step towards that future dream. So I just created an outline of 10 different lessons for the Google Ads topic. So I created topics like how do you do keyword research, how do you set up ads, how do you go ahead and create an account, how do you create YouTube ads, how do you create image ads, all that. So it was just that I had. Then I made a blog post on digitaldeepak.com saying that in each and every lesson, this is what I am intending to teach. So I had not even created the course by that time. So I sent an email to my audience saying that I am going to launch this Google Ads course and the cost of this course will be 2,000 rupees, but you can pre-book or pre-order this course for $999. And this is an idea that I picked up from this book called Lean Startup, where they have a lot of case studies like Dropbox, where before launching the product and before working on the product, they first test the traction. And if there is enough traction, then they go ahead and launch the product. I also got this idea from Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Work Week, where he talked about how to launch something and then create it after you know that there is a demand for what you are going to launch. So I was just testing the market. I knew that there is a chance that people will buy the digital marketing course, but I did not know for sure whether people will buy it or not. So it was very difficult to go ahead and create the course first and put the effort in creating the course without even knowing whether people will buy or not. And that's where most of us keep procrastinating any kind of entrepreneurial venture, right? So to test the demand, I sent this mail. I created an InstaMojo link, even though I was working at Razorpay. At that time, Razorpay was only allowing private limited companies and companies to sign up. It was more like an enterprise payment gateway. And previously, I had worked in InstaMojo, and from both these companies, I knew that education products have very good margins. And for an individual, one of the best products you can launch is education products instead of going ahead and building an e-commerce store or some kind of platform-based startup. So I sent a mail to my audience, and there was no email copy. I just gave an outline and just mentioned in the email that these are the lessons that you will be getting, and you can get it for $9.99. And internally in my mind, I was thinking that at least 50 people should buy, giving me 50,000 rupees in revenue. Then it is worth sitting and making a course. And at that time, I was not even comfortable showing my face in front of my audience. That's how shy I was. If you are thinking that becoming a creator is very difficult job because you are kind of hesitating putting your face in front of the camera, I can totally understand. But keep at it. Eventually, you will get comfortable at this level of comfort. In 2026, after 10 years of me launching my first digital marketing course, I'm comfortably speaking in front of camera without teleprompter or without a script or without any cuts. It takes time, but you should do it because building distribution and building content is one of the best leverages that we have as individuals, especially in the day and age of AI automation and big corporates and big investments, right? So anyway, getting back to this 2016, what I did, I launched this to my email list, and internally I was thinking that I should get at least 50 sales. But what if I get 10 sales? What if I get 15 sales? Is it worth creating the course for 10,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees in my pocket? Probably not. So I was thinking that if I get less than 30 sales from this launch, I will go ahead and cancel the project and refund everyone. So there's nothing wrong in refunding people if you are not delivering the product, right? Yes, you built up some expectation, but I need that certain level of sales to go ahead and actually sit and create the course. What happened? I sent a mail, few sales came in. I was excited. I sent a few more mails to my email list and said that today it's closing. Today is the last day to pre-order this course. And the first customer I got was one of my followers, long-time followers, Dinesh. He bought the first course ever. And the first transaction I got from him, we still are good friends. I ended up making 250 sales. That was 2.5 lakh in revenue. And that was more than what I was making as salary in a month where I was working. I was working at Razorpay at that time. Now 2.5 lakhs has come into my account, and I was still hesitating to create the course. I was not comfortable. I was not even comfortable putting my face in front of the camera. But now I had only two options. Either refund all these people and give back 2.5 lakhs, or sit and get the course done. So that's how I forced myself to get work done. Otherwise, we will keep procrastinating. And I locked myself in a 1 BHK house for 3 days, ordered pizzas, ordered Coke, and whatever fuel I needed to get that done. And I promised myself that in these 3 days, I will complete these 10 lessons. Each lesson was around 10 to 15 minutes in length. And that was the first time I put myself in front of the camera, got out of my comfort zone, because what option do I have? Refund the 2.5 lakhs or get the course done and deliver it? And at that time, I was having such low self-confidence about the quality of the course that I created that I thought that after I launched the course, some people will ask for refund. But thankfully, the course came out well. And at that time, there was no learning management system and there was no place to host the course. So I just uploaded all the videos on YouTube, created YouTube unlisted links, and put it on BCC, all the customers, in Gmail, and I sent it to my audience. And slowly the feedback started coming in. People said that the course is very good. They learned all the concepts that I wanted to teach them. And then a lot of people ended up taking the Google Ads certification course, and then they went ahead and even passed that exam. And then I launched my Facebook ads course, SEO course, and the rest is history, how the Digital Deepak brand was built. So this is how I escaped the rat race. After I launched my second course, I had enough confidence that I can keep doing this. And then I went ahead and dropped my papers, quit my job. Just after 1 year of working at Razorpay, I also vested my ESOPs. Those ESOPs are highly valuable today because, as you might have seen the news, Razorpay is going public right now. And just working for 1 year in that company, I got lucky to get some ESOPs. So good. But there was a very high risk that I would have quit in 10 months or 11 months because this happened just after completing 1 year at that company. And then I became an entrepreneur, and I was able to live in Bangalore and handle the cost of living in Bangalore just with my side gig or whatever business that I was doing. So that is how I forced myself to get out of the rat race. And after 1 year of break of not doing anything, I wanted to get back into content creation like this. And there is one more lesson here for you on how to force yourself to get work done, is that I have a good setup. I have camera, lighting, very good mic and everything. But there was something that was constantly like preventing me from getting work done. I was postponing because everything was at home when I could get work done at any time. I was not really sitting and getting work done. So what I did was that I came to the studio. First, I was researching for a bunch of studios near my house. I found the studio, paid in advance, blocked a time, and now there was no other way but to come and make these videos today. Because if I did not have that pressure, I would keep procrastinating it. But booking this studio was my hack to force myself to create these videos. And that is how I am getting back to work again, right? So these are some of the lessons that you can take on how do you escape the rat race, right? When you do something for the first time, it won't be perfect, but getting it done is better than not getting it done perfectly, right? You will keep thinking of perfection, perfection, perfection. You will hesitate, never create your first YouTube video, never launch your first information product, and never build your startup. So when are you going to do it? Just create a timeline and do something to hack yourself into productivity. And that is how I get work done. I'm basically forcing myself and being my own boss, because we all create productivity at work because we have a boss who is behind us. But when you are a solopreneur and when you are starting by yourself, you need to hack yourself into getting work done. And this is the mindset that you need to have. Somehow force yourself to do it. Another idea that I could give you, which I have not tried, but many people have told me that it works well, is to have an accountability partner. Find some friend or somebody, tell them that you are going to do something like create a video or start a new YouTube channel or an Instagram channel. And if you don't do it, tell them that you will pay them a fine. And if you don't get it done, like, you lose the bet. And that will pressure you to get into getting work done. So this is one of the ideas for escaping the rat race and starting something of your own. I hope you liked the ideas in this video. And we will talk more about how to escape the rat race and start something of your own, but only if you leave your thoughts and comments below. Your thoughts and comments gives me new ideas to create more content for you like this. And that's the way that I will be creating more content. So force me to create more content. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.